At the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, Mr. Peter Obi present more evidence as Bola Ahmed Tinubu object to national results. Please guys, watch the full transcript of what transpired in court today. Do not forget to like, share this video and leave your comments. Thanks for watching.
Peter Obi and the Labour Party continued tendering evidence today at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. Sitting in the front row and representing Labour Party today are Levi Uzoku SAN, followed by Carlo SAN, Onyechi Bazo SAN, and Ben Anachebe SAN. INEC is being represented by Kemi Pinheiro SAN. Tinubu and Shetima are represented by Wole Olanibeku SAN, Akin Olujimi SAN, Olawole Adeshino SAN, and others. As usual, Lateef Fagbemi SAN is leading the APC legal team. As the judges came out and after a salutation to the people sitting in the courtroom by one of the judges, the Labour Party lead counsel Levi Uzoku SAN stood up. My lord, we will continue from today to tender 11 LGA from EC8Bs from Ebonyi State. While in the process of submission of the documents, they discovered that they had 12 packages instead of 11. As a result, he demanded, my lord, we will tender 12 LGA of Ebonyi State. The INEC counsel didn't even let him finish. He jumped for the mic. My lord, we are objecting to the admissibility of these documents and we will give our response in a full address. He was followed by Tinubu's legal team. My lord, we oppose the documents tendered by the petitioners and would state our reason in the final address. The APC counsel wasn't left out. With due respect, my lord, we object to these documents and we would give our reasons to the objection in a final address. The presiding judge, Honorable Justice Samane, gave his acknowledgement. The 12 bundles of Form EC8Bs of Ebonyi State marked as EA1 to EA12 are hereby admitted in evidence. A few minutes after he admitted the documents in evidence, the presiding judge said, Learned counsel, please give us 2 minutes to go and write something. Nearly everyone in the courtroom responded in unison, as the court wishes, my lord. While we wait for the judges to return, let's answer one question raised by someone in yesterday's video. J.E. Shorts wants to know how the evidence submitted by the Labour Party will be used, whether the court will count the votes again. The strategy that the Labour Party legal team are using is the best approach. That's the best way to prove you won an election without giving room for technicalities and going by the probate value of polling unit results in election disputes. Number 1 is the INEC copy of the results, which are the ones they are tendering in court. This is followed by the police copy, then the political party copy. In this order, when you present the first one, which is the INEC CTCs, your chances of winning increases exponentially. This is why they've done that, and the legal team must have done the extra work of recalculating all the figures to show the difference and make the work of the judges simpler. Of course, the judges will also do their own to verify everything. The missing results that INEC didn't give them, they will use alternative copies to prove their case. INEC officials feel they are untouchable because they are part of government, but that doesn't mean that they can refuse a court order and even defraud people without consequence. Yes, they've gone to that level. Atiku's counsel told the court yesterday that INEC collected 6 million naira from them to deliver certified true copies of many forms. But they haven't seen anything from INEC. They haven't delivered. Alright, the court is back in session and Wole Olanibeku is the first to speak. My lord, I introduced my colleague as a chief. Justice Ugo queries him, is he a chief or a professor? It's like a malam. It's a higher position. At this point, the presiding judge came in. I don't believe malam is higher than sheikh. Malam is a half, and Sheikh is from the source. There are many Malams. They are all talking about Professor Ananaba SAN of the LP legal team, and he seems more interested in tendering the evidence. He said, my lord, may I move on? We have 4 LGA from EC8Bs of Kaduna to tender. Justice Samani wanted to verify, so he asked him, EC8Cs or EC8Bs? The LP counsel responded, EC8Bs, my lord, to which the judge responded, go on. And he went on to tender for LGA in Kaduna. Basically, Labour Party brought more documents in court today. They brought from EC8Cs and IREV results. Of course, you know, EC8Cs are used to collate results at the local government level. They also brought some duplicate documents of the ones they've already submitted, which made the presiding judge to question the LP council. You tendered Kaduna North and South yesterday, so why mention them again today? My lord, we are tendering supplementary documents just in case the words are not complete, he replied. The presiding judge is not convinced and voiced his concern. We have already marked those places tendered. You want to scatter our schedule? LP Council pressed harder. My lord, we just want to add them, sir, in case it's not complete. Honorable Justice Ada chipped in. So since we have them already, how are we going to document this again? The LP Council, seeing that two judges are now opposing him, tries his push again. My lords are the masters of this, sir. We plead to add them as additional or supplementary documents. The presiding judge refused to give way. You want to disrupt the schedules and notes we have. The LP Council insisted, My lord, it is not our fault. We just received these documents from INEC and we seek to tender it. It's not as if we had them and we did not tender it. INEC just provided them 2 days ago, my lord. It's a difficult situation since it's not their fault. It's expected that the judges should allow the evidence. After they talked to each other and compared some notes, the presiding judge broke the suspense in the courtroom. 4 LGA Form EC8Bs of Kaduna State tendered are now admitted to the court as evidence and tagged as exhibits. Thank you, my lord, the LP Council said with a smile on his face. My lord, may I move to tender 4 LGA Form EC8Bs of Oyo State, he added. The presiding judge didn't find this request amusing at all. He asked him, the same Oyo State that was done yesterday? It's not my fault, my lord, he replied. Go ahead, the judge eventually accepted and he went on to tender additional documents in 4 local government areas of Oyo State. In their usual manner, the respondents objected to the admissibility of the documents in evidence. This is the game INEC is playing, wasting the time of the court. If they had delivered all the documents when the Labour Party legal team demanded them, there wouldn't be any need for this back and forth in court. Labour Party got a court order to inspect the documents before the tribunal even started sitting. But here we are, the court is already sitting and INEC is yet to deliver all the documents to the Labour Party. The judges can understand that what is going on in court today is a result of non-compliance of their own order by INEC. Isn't it time for them to hold INEC in contempt? Anyway, let's move on. After the presiding judge acknowledged the reception of Form EC8Bs of 4 LGA in Oyo State, the LP Council, feeling lucky, demanded to tender one more in Nasarawa. The presiding judge asked him, when was Nasarawa tendered? On Monday, my lord, he replied. But the judge was not convinced. He said, Nasarawa was not tendered. It was, my lord. It's just 1 LGA left, he replied. After getting help from one of the court officials, the judge finally accepted. Okay, I've seen it. Go ahead. Thank you, my lord. And he went on to tender the evidence, after which the presiding judge admitted them. While this was going on, APC counsel stood up. My lord, you didn't take my objection. I was waiting for you to finish writing before I speak. Justice Ugo quickly replied, there's no problem, we recorded the usual thing for you. Or do you want to accept? The judge continued, APC have never accepted any document tendered by the Labour Party. Why will they change on this one? Anyway, the presiding judge added his voice. There's no need, we have recorded. We know what you want to say. It's your usual statement. The LP counsel stood up. My lord, you heard what he said, that he did not give his objection. And the judge now said, it's okay, we heard him. Let's go on. It seems the document they submitted in Nasarawa State is against PDP. Maybe that's why APC doesn't want to object. Next is Bayelsa State. The LP Council submitted Form EC8Cs for 6 local government areas of Bayelsa State. The judge, in his usual manner, acknowledged reception. The LP Council made another request. My lord, we now wish to tender 23 local government area Form EC8Cs of Benue State on page 79 of the 4th schedule. The judge gave him a go-ahead. After he finished, he went on to tender documents for Cross River State. After Cross River State, the LP Council asked for permission. My lord, may I call the next documents? Move to Schedule 5, my lord. The presiding judge asked him if he could start with Kaduna since he's looking at it on his table, but the LP Council replied, My lord, we are not presenting Kaduna today. Okay, the judge replied. My lord, we will tender 23 local government area from ECHCs in Ekiti State. The judge motioned him to carry on, after which he was in the process of acknowledging their admission in evidence. The APC counsel stood up. My lord, I have not made my objection. The judge told him, don't worry, we know what you want to say. Justice Ugo also said, we have helped you to write it already, don't worry. The LP counsel made another request. My lord, we will tender from ECHCs for 25 local government areas in Delta State. Go ahead, the presiding judge responded. After the usual objections from the respondents, the presiding judge said, these documents of forms ECHCs are now admitted as evidence before the court and tagged as exhibits. LP counsel continued, my lord, let us accommodate my request to move back to the fourth schedule to tender from ECHDs. The presiding judge asked him what page. Page 76, my lord, I wish to tender from ECHDs of the 36 states and the FCT. And FCT. If they finalize tendering the documents today, that means from tomorrow they can start calling their remaining witnesses, and hopefully the court will set up an electronic board or projector, whatever they will need to use to calculate all the figures for everyone to see in the courtroom. While announcing that he wants to tender the national results of the 36 states and the FCT, the LP counsel added that he hopes that the defendants will not object. The INEC counsel stood up. My lord, no objection. Surprisingly, Tinubu's counsel objected, only for some lawyers to draw their attention, demanding to know why they are objecting to the results that they used to declare Tinubu winner. This made the lawyer to recant his objection. Oh my lord, no, I don't object. I was not paying attention. I was looking at a document. I have no objection, blah, blah, blah. The presiding judge cut him short. That's what happens when you are already used to saying objections. APC counsel also didn't object to the admission of the national results in evidence.